Email marketing is dead, declared by countless gurus over the past decades, and some of them say, you know what, the only channels that matters right now is SMS. Forget about email marketing, all the other channels there, the only one that can actually work right now is SMS. What's really surprising for me is that the brands that are tripling the customer lifetime value aren't choosing one over the other. They're doing something completely different, something that most marketers consider it as unthinkable. You see, they're integrating these channels in a way that leverages the unique psychological triggers of each. One without the other is like trying to clap with one hand. As both you and I know, nothing gonna happen. But if you want to try it out and see what's gonna happen, you can give it a shot. But I can guarantee you nothing gonna happen unless you will make a lot of movements with zero impact. You can implement a system that will systematically triple the value of every single customer that enter your funnel. I know it sounds too good to be true, but bear with me for a minute. Because email is a king. Cult will tell you that, email is everything, that the nurturing is everything. Forget about anything else. Build your relationship through valuable content that you are going to deliver into their inbox. That's it. And the SMS is everything preachers will tell you that, hey, listen, nothing can beat the 98% open rate of SMS and the immediacy of it. And so if you're looking for something that will happen immediately and you're going to get high open rate, just hop on SMS and don't even think about anything else. But if you zoom out a little bit, you realize that both of them are partially right, but critically wrong. The human brain processes different type of communication in fundamentally different ways. Email activates our analytical brain, hence why we evaluate, we consider, and we build trust over time. And SMS triggers our reactive brain, and therefore we feel immediacy and scarcity, which leads us to make, impulsive decisions. That's why treating email and SMS as interchangeable is a mistake, because they speak entirely to the different part of our brain. But when used together, this dual system targeting triggers a powerful 1-2 effect in our brain that dramatically increase our purchase frequency, average order value, and customer retention. So let me show you how this works in practice with a brand that went from struggling to absolutely thriving using the same approach. In 2023, Eric Bandholz, founder of men's grooming brand Beer Brand, faced a major challenge. Despite having YouTube audience over 1.8 million subscribers, his conversion were flat and the customer lifetime value had hit the ceiling. We're talking about the darkest moment in business. They were completely plateaued. And so they decided to implement what I call the dual channel system. So basically how does that work is that their email become the platform for rich storytelling, educating customers on beard keratins, and the SMS drove urgency and actions with messages like this: your beard oil kit has been reserved for the next 60 seconds. Reply yes to confirm or stop to opt out. Sounds a little bit too simple, but the results were pretty shocking. Their abandoned cart recovery jumped by 78% and purchase frequency increased by 42%. And their overall customer lifetime value climbed by 287% in 90 days. That's crazy. But you know what? That's not even the craziest thing. The craziest thing is that those customers that receive from both channels, from email and SMS, spend 3.2 times more money over the lifetime. I'm talking about 3.2 times more money spending just by receiving messages through two different channels that target two different areas in our brain. That's exactly the part where both you and I need to take some notes, because imagine if you just had the chance and opportunity to increase the amount of money that your customers spent over the lifetime. I'm talking about 3.2 times more. That would be a dream come true for every business owner out there. And so here's how you can implement this into your business in 3 simple steps. Step number 1, create a channel-specific customer journey. I want you to stop sending the same message across both channels and design an email campaign for what emails does best, such as education, storytelling, and relationship building. One of the mistakes that most brands makes is that they send promotional messages through both channels, and all they do is that they essentially make them compete with each other. And at the end of the day, all they want to see is that which one performed best, and then they want to navigate and point all their resources toward that channel alone. And that's not going to yield you, a good enough ROI, but if that's what you want to do, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to make these two channels compete with themselves, none of them will perform the way that you want them to perform. Instead, I want you to map out a journey where email builds knowledge and trust, while SMS create action triggers. Because this complementary approach activates both logical and emotional decision making in our customer's brain. Step number 2, activate the urgency protocol. I want you to set a clear rule for when SMS is appropriate, and I want you to use it strategically only in moments that require immediate action. For example, cart abandon like for after 1 hour, or limited time offers. The whole point of SMS is to create a pattern interrupt in your customer day that email email simply cannot match. But I want you to keep this in mind that overusing it will kill its power, so only use it when it matters. And step number 3, build a cross-channel feedback loop. The real growth multiplier comes from syncing behavior across channels. And so for example, if someone clicked on a product in an email but doesn't buy it, you want to follow up with an SMS offer for that item. Or let's say if their response to an SMS, send them a follow-up email with deeper product education. The goal here is to use engagement data from one channel to personalize the other channel. The real power doesn't come from one channel. It comes from the contrast between them and how they activate the different part of the brain when they're used strategically. And so while your competitors, debate over whether to double down on email or just invest all the money in SMS, you should be quietly building a system that uses both. Not as a separate tool, but a unified psychological framework that turns one-time buyer into a lifelong customer. And so yeah, the choice is yours. You can keep treating these channels as the rest of the market, or stop using them as a complementary forces they were designed to be. Because at the end of the day, your customers' purchasing psychology remain the same either way. It's just a question of whether you will be the one to leverage it.